And welcome everyone to the Circle Debate Championship on the Line podcast, MMA episode, still number 11. This is a recap for UFC 267. The host of the devious one I've been seeing here with my other hosts, my other brothers from another mothers, because they bring the pain to you, because they're the minus the pain, ladies and gentlemen. And I have Richard and Alex Mares, the Championship on the Line podcast. Man, UFC 267 this past weekend. Shocking events, especially a shocking win that nobody ever expected. But overall, gentlemen, I'll go with you first, Richard. Did you enjoy that pay-per-view at all? Did you enjoy the event? What you think about it?
No, I really enjoyed it. I mean, Alex and I were saying when you texted us and said, "Hey, Glover won," we had a big smile on our faces. I think a lot of people had that like "what if" moment, like, "Oh, he might win it," and then Jan might destroy him. It was really a toss-up. Like even the last show, it was hard for all of us to decide who was going to win it.
Yeah,
it's just really, really, a really tough, difficult decision. So seeing Teixeira win, it just really, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it really warmed my heart. I was like, man, he deserves it. And Jan, I think a lot of us expected Jan, to do what he did. We'll get more into that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the card overall was amazing. I mean, it was a really great card.
Yeah. Champ, what were your thoughts, Champ?
You had everything in this card. You had, there was some good moments. People probably crying, some tears. There was some happiness. There was some sadness into it. But it was good. I think overall it was a really good card. And I think a lot of people were very happy that Glover finally won. I mean, I don't know if you saw Chuck Liddell's reaction. He was pretty pumped out for it. So it was cool to see that and just see a guy like, 42 years old and is a world champion. So like it's pretty cool. It was probably the best moment, probably maybe of all time. I mean, guys like him have been fighting for such a long time, and now he finally won it. I mean, remember the last time with Michael Bisping, he won the title. He was fighting for such a long time, and he finally got his moment.
That was a great. I agree. That was a great moment for Bisping too. I remember that, and I was, he's never won that title until he finally won that middleweight. Yeah, I was really happy for him. The same with Glover here. I was really happy. It just shocked me, that's all. But we'll get into it in a moment. Mm-hmm. Let's get into it. Since we didn't do our typology, ladies and gentlemen, because we were all busy. And obviously this past weekend we had Alex and Richard. They were hosting an event for, and what was it again? NSXW, right? That was the event. What was it? The
NSPW.
NSPW, that is right. So they were hosting this past weekend. You'll be seeing that on their YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe to their channel and check out the vlog, because that's going to be amazing. I can't wait to see it. We had Richard doing interviews backstage, and we had Alex announcing the matches. Like, looking forward to seeing that vlog. So stay tuned. Right in the description right below. Subscribe. All right, let's get into the main card. Let's go with the first bout in the light heavyweight division. We had Magomed versus Volkan. And, of course, Magomed won by unanimous decision. And, of course, I'll start with the champ. I'll go take it back to you. You chose in the second round TKO. Your thoughts about the fight?
Yeah, I just knew. I just thought, because Magomed had a few knockouts coming out before this fight, and and then I should have had considered, have some consideration for Volkan, because Volkan's a very tough guy to put out. Volkan is a very tough and a very experienced fighter, but I just knew Volkan, is already having a few losses in a row. In his record, he's been having some losses and, ups and downs. And, we don't know what's next for Volkan. I mean, he was a guy that, was 3-0 and then fought for the title really fast in his career. And now, he's losing to guys, and we don't know what's going to happen with him. Who knows? He might get released. He might go to maybe Bellator or maybe PFL. You just never know.
The road to Bellator or PFL, right?
Which is not a bad thing. Some guys are happy over there. They're probably making more money. Some are making way more money than they were in the UFC. But yeah, I always like Volkan. He's always been a very interesting fighter, but it's just recently he just has not, got himself together and getting these wins. And for Magomed, we're gonna see what's happened next. Who's his next fight? And he looked really good against Volkan. He beat a tough veteran, and wouldn't be surprised you're going to see him face one of the top 5 guys, maybe top 5, top 10. And, so maybe you might see him closer to the title picture pretty soon with him.
Absolutely. All right, let's go with Richard. So you chose by decision. So this one goes to you, brother, because even though we're going based upon the choice. So I'm going. So Richard got this one. So this one you have, bro. Take it away. The floor is yours.
Of course I did. I knew it all along. No, I was kidding. No, like Alex was saying, I think Alex said it perfectly. For Volkan, maybe everything happened too soon for his career. I think he only had like 3 wins in a row, and then he got the shot at the championship right away, and everything happened too fast. After that, he lost 2 in a row versus Anthony Smith, who was on fire at the time. So maybe everything happened too soon, and now he's trying to kind of rebuild his career. But like Alex said, he wins 2, then he loses 2. He wins 1, and he loses 1. You can't do that, especially in the lightweight division. I mean, right now, it seems like Alex and I were talking, lightweight division at this point, I hope Glover keeps the belt. It's not to a point where, like, people are just passing the belt. I can see that. He's a contender. We have Jerry Brazaga, I think. I can't pronounce the last name, but Jerry now is in the title picture. Now you have Magomed in the picture, too. He's on the hot streak, I think, of, 6 wins in a row. He lost his UFC debut, and ever since then, he's just on a tear. So, like, he just proved this point that, he could be next. I think he should be next, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely. I mean, this fight, I did not, Volkan, I agree with you both. I don't know where's his career going after this. Those 2 losses, I mean, this one, especially being a second loss, does hurt him. So I don't know. He needs to go back to the board and figure it out what the hell's going on, because losing twice in a row like this, no bueno. And especially, I mean, they were by decision. One was, the last one he got knocked out. So I mean, he really needs to either change coach or either figure a different game plan, because this is whatever he's doing by far is not working and it's not benefiting him at all. I'll tell you that. So right now, let's get into the second one, the welterweight bout. Ling Jingliang versus Khamzat Chimaev. Oh my God, man! I'm gonna get this out of the way because I was like, okay, I know I lost that one for sure because we all went. That one I went with Ling. By decision. Did not expect Khamzat to dominate and dragging. Also,
I picked him.
I know you did. I'll get to you, champ. Hold on.
Just don't say all of us because it wasn't.
Okay, yes, okay. Just only me, Richard, and I. Okay, but did not expect Chimaev to carry Ling to Dana White. Look what and then just submitting him in 3 minutes, and under 3 minutes and 16 seconds. What 3:16, by the way? I was like, what the hell, like. I was expecting Ling to put up a fight. He did not. This was very disappointing to see Ling go down like that. And I got to give Khamzat what credit's due. You were off for about a year. And you haven't, you just came back from recovering from COVID and coming back this strong. Well-deserved. And I think he deserves that. He deserves that win. So I'll give it to him. But did not expect him to do that at all. I expected Ling to do better. He disappointed me on this one. He definitely needs to go. He needs to go back to the board and like, where did I fuck up? Yeah, you fucked up big time. You let your ego get the best of you because you guys were posing. I was almost seeing this whole damn time. I'm like, nah, forget about it. All right, Rich, I'll take it to you. Your thoughts about that fight?
You said it. You said it as a disappointment. I mean, Lee was pretty much on the verge of going top 10. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he was number 11. So he was right there going top 10. I mean, he's had a long, lengthy career with 16 wins, 17 wins, of a few losses. So he's come a long way, and this is his chance to like kind of shut down all the doubters and coming in at top 10 and kind of shutting up the hype show. But Khamzat is not hype. Now we realize how good he is, and a lot of people are thinking, oh, he's getting that Dana White treatment. He's getting tossed some guys he should be, kind of, comparing to Sean O'Malley and Sage Northcutt at the time. Like, oh, he's Dana's boy. But he just proved if he can back it up, which he did with, like you said, 3 minutes, 16 seconds. And while doing it, he was talking to Dana and talking trash, I mean, what else can you say about him? I mean, he's easily now, he's going to be number 11, and then he'll jump up to the top 10 pretty soon after his next win. So, I mean, he's the real deal right now.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Oh yeah, champ. Since you got this win, the floor is yours on
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, I expected this to happen. I mean,
You chose decision, by the way. You see, you didn't choose by knockout or submission.
Get
hey, but I picked the right winner though. That's all.
Okay, I'll give you that. You picked the right winner.
Yeah, I just knew his wrestling, his takedown abilities were just going to be a little bit too good for Lee. Yes, Lee is very experienced, but when it comes to grapplers, I think this is the best grappler he's ever faced throughout his whole career, and I just feel like he wasn't going to have an answer for it. And Cosmo's so good too. When he takes you down, he looks for like the submissions already. When he takes you down already, he's already like 2 moves ahead of you. What you're already thinking already. Like he's gonna go half guard, he's gonna go full mount. Like he's already know what he's gonna do before he takes you down. And very confident going into Dana and saying that he could beat everyone. He even mentioned Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's just he's being very, very confident, very cocky. But Dana likes guys like that. Dana likes guys that are very. I mean, look who's like Connor, guys like he likes guys that are very cocky and very confident. And who knows, this guy might be the next star for the UFC. If he keeps winning like this and dominating, this guy could be the next star for the UFC.
Yeah.
But we'll see. You got guys already calling him out already. So we're gonna see, and I want to see these guys like him, guys like Islam. I want to see these guys face real grapplers, real wrestlers. Because let's be honest, we haven't really seen these guys face a real grappler. Same thing with, you can say the same thing about Khabib. They never really faced real top-notch wrestler or grappler. These guys mostly face guys that are more strikers. So hopefully in the future we can see that face a real wrestler or real grappler, jiu-jitsu, and then we can decide if these guys are the real deal. And hopefully in the future, we can see that.
Definitely. I think with this win is going to should move him up in the rankings. Should be now in the rankings. He's not in there at all. But this win should definitely elevate him to be at least in the ranking system now. Yeah, top 10 or at least 11 drop Lane to to 15s or but put him at 11. He should be there. So you're right about that.
Imagine him against Usman.
That'd be great.
Usman is really good grappler and his striking's getting better. So imagine these two. Oh man.
Oh yeah. But I still feel like his return, great return for him after over a year being hiatus.
Yeah.
Hopefully he wins at least another fight or two. Then we are able to speak. Okay, now
discussion
he's ready
for that. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, let's now move on to the heavyweight bout. We have Alexander Volkov versus Marcin Tybura. Of course, we all chose Volkov by Alexander Richards chose by decision. I chose by knockout, so that didn't happen. But I could just say this fight honestly was meh to me. I mean, honestly, the whole 3 rounds, Volkov dominated, man. Tiberi had no answer for Alexander, in my opinion. He did not have no answer at all. I feel, I don't know what's next for Tiberi either. I mean, shit. But Volkov, man, he's someone to look at, and especially in the heavyweight, division. So, I was expecting Volkov to dominate early, but it was okay. All I can say is I wasn't really too fond of the fight at all, to be honest. It was like, okay. At least, but it's just like Volkov dominated the whole damn time. It was really no answer at all for Tiberi, in my opinion. Take it back to you, champ.
Like I said, I think Volkov is just very, very experienced. He's a veteran, and he used his experience to win this fight. He's a guy that a lot of people forget. He was a former Bellator World Heavyweight Champion. So he's fought the top guys in Bellator, and he's fought the top guys in the UFC.
What top guys?
He's fought top guys. Those top guys.
Just because Fedor's there, it doesn't mean it's the top one, bro.
I'm just gonna ignore your comment. And, I'm going to continue with this. So again, with Volkov, very, very experienced and very good striker. And his wrestling is getting better too, and he's becoming a very well-rounded martial artist with good wrestling and also good striking. And yeah, I mean, he's a guy he's there, but not to the title yet. Like he's up there, top 5, top 8. Like he's there, but he loses every time when there's like a number 1 title fight. Like when he fought Derek Lewis, like if he would have won that fight, he would have got a title shot.
Yeah.
So like he's always been like very, very close to getting a title shot. So maybe if he wins one more, maybe he could be in discussion for maybe a title fight.
Okay. Richard.
No, I mean, I totally agree. He's going to be very close. I could see him getting a shot really soon, maybe within the next year or two. Like Alex said, his skill, I think he's had over 40 fights. So, I mean, he's been around and that helps. So maybe he fought some, great fighters. He's beaten, Fabricio Verdum. He's beaten Alistair Overeem. I think what helped him is just the amount of fights he had. I think he had, a lot of competition in his life that really helped him to beat someone like Marcin. Marcin's a tough guy, but, I mean, like we talked about the last show, yeah, he has a streak, but, I mean, he beat Walt Harris. He beat Greg Hardy. He beat Rothwell, but they're not Volkov, pretty much. Alexander is just, I think, levels ahead of them, with all due respect. And Volkov showed that. Like you said, he shut him down every round. He did what he had to do to get the win, and he did it with ease, pretty much.
Yeah.
And, it shows that he is in that championship level, and he might be soon. He was a former M1 champion and a former Bellator champion. All he needs is that UFC championship belt. So I could see him getting a shot very soon, even if he fights Gane. I mean, he did fight Gane, and it went to the distance of 5 rounds. Something Lewis couldn't do either. He did get knocked out of Lewis, but he was beating Lewis too till he got caught. So he's right there. I mean, he's like a pinch away. So hopefully we see him soon. I just want to see him at least get a title shot.
Agreed.
A fight between Volkov and Stipe would be really good too.
Oh yeah,
that would make sense too.
That would make super sense. I agree. Damn, that'd be a badass fight. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, speaking that I love, of course, my guy, of course, the one who won, my boy Blue. And of course, Islam Makhachev defeating Dan Hooker by submission in the first round. It's funny that we all chose decision, but because we would have expected Dan to put up a fight, especially we talked about it last week about the length size. I think he should have done something, but man, honestly, and I'm just gonna get this out of the way. It's just I see Dan Hooker bye Bellator now or PFL. Really? I'm sorry. This made him. This was a very disappointing performance for him, in my opinion. He did not put it like this. He didn't put not much pressure on Islam on the ground, and Islam figured him out so quick. And oh my God, when he stretched his arm, it looked like it was gonna break. It just looked like it. I was like, I cringed for a minute. Then I'm like, Hooker, you gotta tap already. Just tap already. And he did tap out in 2 minutes and 25 seconds in the first round. Awesome performance. I think that was a great performance for him. And now, straight out telling Dana right there, look, I'm tired. I think I have been winning 9 fights in a row. I'm in a 9 winning streak. It's about time that I get my shot at the lightweight championship. I think I agree. I think it's about that time for him to get his shot now, because he said it even in the post conference, like, I'm sick and tired of putting the same people over and over, and in the same card for the lightweight title. Stop shaking your head. No, you better hold your horses, buddy. You'll get your chance.
Title shot.
Yes, he does. He does deserve a title shot. What do you mean he doesn't? He does.
He beat Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker's not a name that you get a title shot.
We all picked him by decision. I get it. I get your point. But you're okay. You want to talk about Dana's boys, right? Well, here you go. You're giving him easy fights in, if that's the case. Fine. Okay. We have him now at number 5 overall in the rankings.
Yeah. Okay. Right now.
Fucking make him fight Darush.
Yeah.
Darush, or why not?
I think it's a dangerous fight for Islam.
So what? I think he's ready for that. I think Islam is ready for that.
Because Darush is a really good grappler.
Absolutely. He's. I think Darush is all over, hands down, standing up.
But Darush, I don't think Darush will fight him though. I think he's going to wait for a title. I don't think he wants to fight him.
Well, I don't know. I think Islam is about his time. I think we'll get it.
It's not his time.
Yes, it is. It's his damn time.
Gaethje? What about Chandler? What about?
Well, we gotta wait for that one. We haven't even talked about that. We'll talk about the next episode for that one. We'll talk about that one for sure.
But all I'm saying is those guys are ahead of Islam. In the line, if there's a line, they're ahead of him.
Yeah, I don't think he's. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yes, they're ahead of him. Of course they are. But look at Chandler, how you put him right away. Chandler just really had a second fight and he lost. Why is he up in the top?
But he's not Chandler. Chandler was dominating before he went to UFC by winning the world title, and he has a name.
I get that. But see, this is where I think Islam should be around at least the top 5, which he is number 8. But over that 3 or 4, he should be there. But we'll wait and see on that. But I'll take back to you, Richard. Your thoughts about the fight?
Yeah, no, I mean, look at the rankings right now. I think he's ranked kind of high,
Who, Islam?
You guys yeah. I mean, really thinking about, he's up there because he has a streak and because the other guys don't. Like Ferguson, is back and forth and his annuals too. And McGregor, we all know about that. That's why I think he's ahead of them because he has this winning streak. But besides that, if you look at the top 15 ranking, he only beat 2 of them. And both of those guys he beat are barely ranked. There's one that's 13, the other one's 15.
Yeah, Moises and
Dan is 6.
Now Dan, so he jumps up there. But yeah, I just think the reason because he has his winning streak. It was impressive what he did to Hooker, and I don't think Hooker should get released either. It shows how good Islam is, but I don't think he should get the title shot. I think he should fight at least one more. And I think if he beats the Harush or he fights a Gaethje, then he gets it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he's next in line. I just think what helps him is his winning streak, and he beat 3 guys ranked. One was really good, was Hooker, because he was ranked top 10 or top 7, and the other 2 guys are more of the low rankings. But I don't think he should get the shot right away. I think he should fight one more because Dariush has been kicking ass lately, and that guy is really close. I think he deserves it. I think it would be kind of a terrible thing if he jumps him over because I don't think it's fair for someone like Dariush, what he's been doing recently.
I agree. I agree with that. But that's why I really have Dariush in Islam fight for it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That would make absolute sense. Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
But all right, champ, take it away.
I don't think what I see is Islam will probably fight Darush because Darush, I don't think they'll put Darush versus Oliveira. I just think because maybe with tickets, and I think with people don't know who, a lot of the casuals probably don't even know who Darush is, and they want a fight that's going to sell. And I feel like with Islam, it makes more sense to put Islam versus Oliveira. I don't agree with it. But knowing how Dana is, Dana likes to grab the guy and, skip in front of the line and, and fight for the title. But then, you could put Islam versus the winner between Oliveira or the winner between Chandler and Gaethje, which I think that would be a really good fight too, and make that your number 1 contender and give Darush the title shot. But I don't see Dana White doing that.
No, he won't do that.
I see more. He's probably going to give Islam the title shot, and then Darush is probably going to fight the winner between Chandler and Gaethje. I can see that happening too. But we'll see. Islam looked good against Hooker. But like I said, Hooker is not a grappler. Hooker is not known for his grappling. He's very well rounded. He has decent grappling skills, but he's not a grappler. He's more of a striker, and that's why Islam does so well because he's facing strikers, just like Khabib did. So again, these guys, they're not tested when it comes to grapplers. So maybe if Islam fights a guy like maybe Darush, who's a great jiu-jitsu practitioner and also really good striking, I want to see that. If he could go through that, then I could say Islam is the real deal and Islam could be champion. But right now, he hasn't. He submitted strikers. Okay. Can he submit a black belt? I don't know. That's a question that we're gonna have to wait to see.
Yes, absolutely. We'll have to wait and see. That is for sure. All right, now let's get to the co-main events. And this one we went with our hearts, unfortunately. And I can say this for me, you went with a heart too, bro.
I did. Yeah.
I went with a heart too. So of course Richard won this one for sure because it was my decision. So of course Richard won that one. I'm gonna give it. I think this fight was, for me, fight of the night. I think Dana White did call it fight of the night in post conference. If I'm correct, I don't know if he did. Remind me, did he? He did. I think he did. But this fight was really great. First 2 rounds, I can literally say that Corey Sandhagen had those 2 rounds. He won those 2 rounds. That was his. But where he fucked up, and I'm pretty sure you guys heard it too. This is what got me upset. What got me upset was his fucking corner, his coach, telling him, "Don't hit him that hard. You already won this fight." What the? Why would you say that? No. If anything, keep pummeling, keep striking, keep countering. Go in there, and have an answer for that. Counter strike. I would keep on telling him attack. If you want to win all these rounds, if you're going especially by the points, get in there. Don't be scared. Fuck it, take the risk. And shit, I mean, you could tell Jan was frustrated too. He was like, they both countered each other. Jan with a kick, and Sandhagen, I gotta give him credit too. He took those freaking hits, and it still was keep on fighting. He got close. He got lucky that the bell saved him. I think it was the 3rd round where he almost about to get the team knocked out. But it sucks to see Sandhagen. He was so heartbroken after the fight. Like he didn't want to speak. He was just got to go back and look at it. If I were you, I would tell your coach, man, either don't ever tell me that again. If I was his coach, I would have known, motherfucker, get your ass in there and win that fight. Don't be like, don't just hit him like you already got this one. That is bullshit. His coach, I think his coaches made the biggest mistake to tell him to do that. And I think it would have been a difference maker if he would have continued for the next 3 other rounds. It could have been a different story. It could have been a split decision, in my opinion. And it could have been maybe Sandhagen if he would have continued to attack, counter as much as possible, get him on the ground. He could have won that by a split decision. Would have been a questionable one, but hey, I got to give where Corey, credit's due. He did a great job. He didn't give up, but unfortunately, I think his team let him down on this one for making those type of decisions, telling him that. Mm-hmm. So I'll take it to you, Richard. Your thoughts about that fight?
Yeah, like I picked, Jan because I just feel that his last fights and his record overall was I just thought he was gonna win. I just felt that Sandhagen's a tough kid, but I don't know. It was tough for me because I did it. Unfortunately, I didn't go with my heart like you guys because I could have too. Because I just felt like, man, it's going to be a tough fight. It might be a very close fight, but I think Sandhagen wasn't going to have enough answers at a certain point because the way Jan is, he's so calculated. He's going to come in like a tank, and there's no give up on that guy, especially if only 2 losses he has and all the wins he could knock you out with a head kick, or he could just pummel you, with his groundwork. I mean, the guy has it all. So that's one reason why I picked Jan. And I just felt that, yeah, Corey's going to make it to the 5 rounds, but I just didn't see him winning. I just felt like he was good enough to go the distance and probably clinch it, like his best chance, like you said, getting a split. And then, you mentioning right now about the corner. I mean, there's all so many. Alex and I compete a little bit. I think everyone, in either sports growing up, we have seen those coaches and everywhere every walks of life saying, trying to play it safe, or, you have these other coaches like, go for it, finish it, no mercy. So I could see, you maybe want to play it safe for a championship fight, but you don't want to do that because it's a championship fight. But then look who it is. It's Peter Yan. Do you really want to risk it by getting your head smashed by a head kick or him knocking you out with a right hand? So I could see that too, but Sandhagen will be back. Sandhagen is only, 29 years old. He still has a few years left in his career, a good 5-6 years left. So I could see him getting shot. He's still young. He's still learning, even with the Dillashaw fight. And then losing, his fight before that versus Sterling. I mean, when he's losing, he's not losing to, low rankings. He's losing to the cream of the crop.
Yes.
And he's right there.
Cream of the crop! Cream of the crop!
Exactly.
Yeah.
He really is. He's right there with this split decision. I mean, he's right there a hair away. So he'll be back. And this is going to help him in really, go back to the drawing board. We know it's cliche, but it really is. I think he'll be back and he'll be better than ever. So just give it maybe a year or two, and we'll see where it goes from there. I just hope he doesn't go down and have a streak, losing,
Yeah.
So we'll see. He'll be back.
Absolutely. No, I'm with you 100%. Yeah. All right, champ.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my God. Jesus.
Like you said, like, what was it? Round 2, right? That's when his corner was telling him.
Yeah, after that, yeah. They started
So,
telling him.
First off, like, you never say that unless you're winning all 4 rounds and it's the last round. You don't do that when it's in the middle of the fight. Because by you doing that, you're letting Jan recover. You're letting him get a second chance. And you don't want to do that. If you have him hurt and you're dominating, you stay on him and you keep punishing him. Keep making him work. And he didn't do that. And that's one rule you'd never do. You only do that unless you're winning. Let's say you won all 4 rounds by unanimously, and then you go into the 5th round, and let's say this guy's a power puncher. Then I say, okay, then stay away from him, play it safe. But you don't do that when it's after the 2nd round. I mean, that's not smart from his trainer. So you don't do that. But yeah, I think he let Jan win the fight. Honestly, he kind of slipped in and let Jan take over. And, like I said, Jan's a very world-class striker and he got the win. But I agree with Rich too. Sanhagen will learn from this. And sometimes not all trainers are right and you have to go with your gut. And at the end of the day, you're fighting in there. So you're seeing more than your trainers are seeing. So if you think that, hey, if I punish him, maybe I got to do it. Sometimes, let's be honest, I think with Rich and I too, sometimes coaches are not right. And, sometimes you got to go for your heart. But with this, I think he should have went for his heart instead of listening a little bit. But look what happened. He listened to his trainers and he lost a title fight. So, it's again, got to talk to your team and go to the drawing board. And I think we'll see. He'll be back. I agree with that. But again, he'll learn from this, just like you learned from the TJ fight, and learn from it, and then he'll be back, and I think he'll be back better than ever. So, yeah.
I hope so, too. I really do hope so that he gets back in the title picture. I mean, yeah, in the rankings right now, he's number 3 overall. I mean, Dillashaw's now the next one in line to get a title shot between after Jan and Sterling. Once they settle that, undisputed.
Yep.
Once that's settled in, then, of course, I think it's going to be Dillashaw next. For that contender shot. And then maybe Corey will probably fight the loser of that fight. He'll probably either fight either Jan or Sterling again. I mean,
and I'm not saying never listen to your coaches. Listen to your coaches.
I get that. No, I'm with you. I agree
if it's not working, if your coach's game plan is not working, then you're gonna have to change it up.
No, absolutely, I agree. I just hope he does. I mean, like I said, like how he said, I'm gonna look at the film, see what I did wrong. I feel like he didn't, like I said, he didn't do much wrong the first 2 rounds. After the 3rd round is when he got a little soft. He got a little tired. Yeah. He got gassed out. But looks at it, he didn't put, I mean, from my opinion, I mean, I don't know, to each his own. But I feel like he didn't use all his, his power, all his strength and everything when he got in the 2nd round. No, he strategized very quick. But then also I got to give Peter Yan his credit. He switched it around very quick. He just noticed, okay, this guy hasn't answered what I'm doing. Now I got to switch it up to the 3rd round, and that's what he did. And he constantly was switching it for the next 3 rounds, and Jan dominated, took it all over. So, I mean, and Jan is ready to get his belt back. Sterling, I mean, come on, buddy, stop hiding. You already had your fun, partying up with the belt, like, yeah, I want it. Yeah, well, yeah, you want it because his corner messed up. So I think, yeah, buddy, just don't be hiding like a little bitch.
Oh, my God, jeez.
Yeah, hey, I'm sorry, man. I have to say the truth. That's what we do here in Circle Debate. We debate about it, shit. That's what we do here. All right, now let's get to the main event of the evening. And wow, what a heck of shocking, just surprise win. As of course, your new light heavyweight champion, as Glover Teixeira defeated Jan Blachowicz in the second round by submission. And I'm going to say now, Alex, you're still the champ because you took it with the second round with submission. If you're lucky that Richard, if only you would have picked Jan.
Richard lucky, Ivan.
Hold on. If you would have picked Jan, Richard would have been right now the new Tapology World Champion right now.
Oh.
But unfortunately, you're still the champ, so I got to give you what credit's due.
Of course.
So, but even though we didn't do our Tapology scores, maybe it could have been different there. Maybe, I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We'll figure it out the next one. But, let me go ahead and just speak about it overall very briefly. My apologies. I want to get it out of the way. Congratulations to Glover at 42. Man, this was an underdog story for sure. One last chance in his career. It's either do or die. It's either you hang up the gloves or you have one more run, and this is what he did. And everybody was crying, like from Cormier, Nogueira. You mentioned Chuck Liddell. I was really touched. I was really touched. Like, damn, well deserved, man. Like, I think he deserved it. For me, what shocked me is just how it ended. Just seeing, I think that left hook that he gave to John, and I think once he grabbed him in the rear naked choke, John said here by the neck. I feel like he grabbed him from the jaw. I feel that with that left hook that Glover did, that he hit on Young with, I think he fucked up his jaw. I think he dislocated. He did something. Yeah. For him to tap very quickly.
It almost seemed like a neck crank.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. I think that's what affected him, and that's why Jan tapped out so quickly. Shocked the world. Of course, it shocked me. But like I said, I'll give Glover the credit is due. He deserves it. Congratulations, and I hope you have a good run with it because there's a lot of people looking for you now, buddy. They want to say, "I'm going to retire. I'm going to retire him." Like, no, you're not. I don't think so. I'll take it to you, Richard. Your thoughts about the main event?
Whoever would have won, I would have been happy with, because John is a great champion, a great guy. So is Glover, and you're gonna have like the nicest guys in the toughest sport, which is funny. But yeah, when Alex was telling me when we saw your message when we were talking about earlier, we were both like, "Oh shit, I can't believe!" Like we could believe it, but we're like, "Wow, it really happened." Especially at 42, and it shows you like he just never gave up, and that's why we love that story. And I think everyone loves that underdog story. That he had 5 wins in a row, and that's what regarding to Volkan earlier. Like, yeah, he came off early with Glover, winning five fights in the UFC right away. Then we know what happened. He fought Jones, he lost, and then it took him like a ton of fights to finally get a shot again many years later at 42. So that shows a lot, his determination to say, I'm going to get that championship. We know he used to train with Hackelman and Chuck Liddell, and it was a great moment to see, Hackelman in that corner and Liddell, watching it at home too, saying that one day I'm going to get that belt just like my mentor did, and he did it. So, I mean, there's nothing much to say than just saying great stuff about Glover. And Jan too. Jan will be back very soon. You never know, maybe a rematch, but I think he probably won't get it right away. I mean, now he has a target behind his back. Now Glover has many young fighters that want that belt now, and he has 2 hungry ones right after him that want to get that belt. So we'll see. I mean, I'm excited to see next year what's going to happen and see if Glover could take it. But you can't doubt him anymore. You can't at all. Whoever doubted in the past, was wrong. Whoever betted against him, you can't doubt Glover. And I think all of us can agree that his best chance was probably to take it to the ground I think he has 10 submissions under his belt, and he has knockouts. And he could have went either way in both guys. It could have been knockout or submission, and he took the smart round, took him down, and went for the rear naked.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Mr. Tapology World Champion still. Jesus.
Not surprised.
Oh my
There you
God.
go.
Here we go.
You should have lied, Ivan.
I know. I don't know why I feed his ego sometimes, but Jesus. Well, go ahead, Fedor Jr.
With this one, I was a little. I was happy for Glover, but I was also a little bit sad too, because with John, I feel like he never really got his respect as champion. He's a guy that won the title. He beat He beat Adesanya, and him beating Adesanya was going to be the fight that was going to like finally got his respect, and people were going to know who he is, and it was supposed to launch his career, and it didn't do that for him. So I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like a lot of people didn't really never, gave John really a lot of respect as a champion. A lot of people didn't take him serious. I think a lot of people should have. And I think this fight, if he would have won, people would have been like, okay, now we can take him a little more serious. But now Glover's a champ, which again, losing a guy like Glover, it's okay. Glover's a really good fighter. I mean, he's a guy that's very, very experienced, and it's okay to lose to a guy like Glover. If you lost to somebody else that was lower ranked, okay, but like Glover is a real deal, and and he proved it. He has world class grappling, jiu-jitsu, and he made it look easy. Took him down and submitted him, and that's a way you want to finish a fight and win a world title with a stoppage, and that's what he did. Glover, again, I'm super happy for him to win the title, and we'll see what happens next. If I was him, I probably would have retired on the spot as champ. But at least let's see how he does if he defends it one time, and if he successfully defends it, then we'll see what's next.
Yeah, definitely. The question is, who should be the next one in line? I mean, we have Jerry, who's at number 2. We have Alexander at 3, Smith at 4, Thiago 5, Dominic at 6. I mean, shit. So this could go on, but I want to talk about the last, obviously these, people that I mentioned. So I don't know. Who do you feel? I mean, I guess Jerry is next. I believe so. I mean,
is Jerry not scheduled? Is Jerry scheduled for a fight?
Let me double check that. As a matter of fact, since you mentioned,
I thought he was.
I think he is scheduled. I will actually let you know in a brief moment.
Because I knew he was going to fight Rakic or Alexander, but I don't know if that's unless he's not scheduled.
No, he's not scheduled. I'm looking right now. He is not scheduled as for right now. Okay. Yeah, he's not scheduled anytime soon. Yeah. You know what? He's not scheduled anytime soon. He might. Yeah. Is he? Let me see. I'm looking at the 269. No. As a matter of fact, no. He's not scheduled. Yeah. Weird. Very, very weird. But yes, overall, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Huh? Who's what?
Yeah, I mean, he would be next. I mean, unless if they don't schedule a rematch, unless there wasn't a rematch clause to the contract. Yeah, I think Jerry would be next in line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and that'll be a good fight too, because Jerry is very, very dangerous.
Yes,
he's a very good striker, and he has that one punch knockout power, and could put guys away. So I think a fight between him and Teixeira would be very, very entertaining.
Oh, absolutely, man. But overall, man, your thoughts about the pay-per-view? You guys enjoyed it, and remind you, we did talk about it last week. First time we had a crowd. And the crowd was actually pretty wild. It was actually not bad, especially the cheers and the boos.
Hasbulla was there.
So, yeah, I know. Oh, man. But
Richard is a very, very big fan of Hasbulla.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. But, yeah, so like I said, overall, man, with the crowd, what did you guys think? Like hearing the crowd of the cheers and boos. What were you guys' thoughts about it overall with the crowd and the pay-per-view?
Abu Dhabi's always a great crowd. I think every time they do an event there, the fans bring it, and they're always excited. And I think that's the reason why they always go there, because it's a very good crowd, and they love the sport over there, and it's awesome. So I think it's really good to see that the fans of Abu Dhabi, they like MMA, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. And then I think even Islam was like, you know what? I want to come back. To get my title shot, I'll come fight here in Abu Dhabi. I mean, Dana was brought up to his attention on the post conference, and okay, most likely he demanded the fight here. So Dana was okay. We'll see what happens. Dana didn't talk too much. Honestly, it looked like Dana White was not really impressed with the Glover win. I mean, I'm pretty sure he was happy for Glover because they know each other for over 10 years. But the fucked up part that I feel like looking at Glover's record and overall all his fights, why does it take him so many years to get a title shot finally after the first one? Why so long? Why waited for so long? I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have an explanation for me why, but it sucks that it took him this many years to finally get it one more time. But hey, I gotta get, like I said, once again, he won it at least though. He finally got his win. He finally got the belt. So I can't be hating on it at all. But overall, what do you guys think? Which one was your fight of the night? Your fight of the night for you overall, throughout the whole card. So I'll go with you, Richard. Which one was your fight overall?
Easily Glover. Just because, the win. I mean, that's simple. Yeah, easily. Because I was going to probably say Jan because it was exciting. Because I'm a fan of Jan, but Glover easily, what he did, just a great story. We could talk about this, like I said, all day, but, off to the sunset, carrying that title. So that would be my fight of the night.
All right. Champ?
So I'm going to separate it. Glover, for me, best moment. But for best fight, I'll go with Jan and Sanhagen.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with you the same way. Moment for Glover, fight of the night was Jan and Sanhagen because that was a heart-to-heart fight right there.
Oh, yeah.
I need to win it. Give me what I want. You almost did, but now, Sanhagen, I believe in you, bro. But don't worry, you'll be back. You'll be getting your title shot pretty soon. That is for sure. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This wraps up for the UFC 267 recap. You will see us back here tomorrow. Again, you will be seeing us back on episode 12 of the MMA Championship Circle Debate Podcast, episode MMA, as we're going to have to discuss this upcoming Saturday, another great card. Man, we're getting spoiled here, gentlemen. Jesus Christ. I'm like, we're getting, a Ned Flanders moment again, because we're getting 3. Actually, I can say this card is stacked. And, yes, we will be talking about UFC 268 coming to you live November 6th, this Saturday in New York City, Madison Square Garden, of course, the Big Apple. The main event is Usman Covington 2. And of course, the co-main event, Rose Namajunas and Zhang 2. And then we also have Gaethje versus Michael Chandler. We have Shane Burgos versus Billy Quarantillo, and Frankie Edgar versus Martin Vera for the main card. Man, this is going to be tough. But tomorrow we will discuss and give our predictions about it on episode 12. So stay tuned for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be joined, hopefully. We're hoping that we'll be joined by Coach Rage and for the director, if he's ready to be back in action, because I know he's back in town. I know you're watching this. So that's up to him, depending on his schedule. And of course, we will have a guest on the show as well. Another great MMA analyst that he loves it, and he'll be well fit here in the family here on the Circle Championship on the Line podcast family here with us, especially with this mixed martial art episodes. But once again, do not forget at the end of the video to subscribe right below. All to our audio platform listeners, we appreciate you very much for listening and tuning in and for watching as well. And of course, you gotta follow my brothers here, Championship on the Line, as they provide you the best pro wrestling, MMA, and boxing interviews for you guys, and incredible vlogs. So make sure you subscribe to their channel. Also hit that notification button so you can see upcoming interviews and upcoming more events. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you follow them. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, this is the host Stevie's When I've Been Seen here with mi familia, the mothers of pain that bring the pain to you, and especially Richard, because I'm waiting for him to win a damn belt. For God's sake, you need to win it. It's gonna happen.
I'll win one day.
You gotta win it. You're like the Glover. You're the Glover store right here, bro. You gotta win. You're the Glover.
No, he's not.
Oh,
I was like Uriah Faber.
Oh,
never won a
Oh my
Hey,
God.
he won a WEC championship. He won a
They don't
WEC title. So shut your mouth. He won his belt before.
That WEC is like supposedly like pride. It doesn't never
Oh,
happen.
you're right. So like Fedor's titles.
No, but you're saying like,
Get out! I'm out of here.
It's the
Get
same
out of
thing.
here. Get out
And
of here.
there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And we will see you guys on the next one. We'll see you tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back tomorrow.